Zero-day exploits, the most dangerous bugs you'll never see coming. The email looked like any other. A simple subject line, invoice attached. No red flags, no weird grammar, no strange sender address. It passed through the filters, landed in the inbox, and with one click, just one, a doorway opened. A systems administrator at a multinational defense contractor stared at the screen. He didn't know it yet, but the very moment he double-clicked the PDF, a silent hand reached through his machine, weaving its way past encrypted vaults, bypassing security like it wasn't even there. Somewhere in another time zone, a command line blinked to life. No alarms were triggered. No lights flashed red. The system thought everything was normal, and that's what made it perfect. The breach had begun, and no one, not the sysadmin, not the IT director, not the nation whose secrets lay hidden inside those servers, had any idea they'd already lost. This is a story about invisible weapons, about code written not to disrupt, but to infiltrate, to observe, to wait. This is a story of a zero-day exploit, an unpatched flaw so rare, so coveted, it sells for more than the price of gold on the black market. It's about how one unknown vulnerability opened the gates to one of the most sophisticated digital infiltrations the world has ever seen. In the next few minutes, you'll discover how this attack was pulled off, who was behind it, and how it was uncovered. Not in time to prevent the damage, but just in time to realize how deep the rabbit hole really went. By the end of this video, you'll understand how a simple click led to a global espionage operation, why 0 days are the most feared weapons in a hacker's arsenal, and why they could be the biggest threat to your personal security that you'll never see coming. Let's rewind to where it all began. It was early 2020. The world was gripped by a different kind of crisis, a pandemic that pushed companies to rapidly shift operations online. VPNs were stretched thin, remote desktop protocols were left exposed, security teams were overworked and under-resourced, and in this digital chaos, a cyber threat actor, known only by their code name, UNC 2452, was quietly preparing a masterpiece, the target. SolarWinds, a widely used IT management software company based in Austin, Texas. Their product, Orion, was installed on networks across government agencies, Fortune 500 companies, defense contractors, and infrastructure providers. In other words, a supply chain jackpot. No one knows the exact date when the hackers first breached SolarWinds. Estimates suggest it began as far back as September 2019. The entry point remains debated, but what is clear is this. They didn't rush. This wasn't smash and grab. This was infiltration in slow motion. Inside SolarWinds' development pipeline, the attackers injected a Trojanized update into Orion's software. They called it SUNBURST. It was elegant, malicious code hidden within legitimate updates, signed with the company's own digital certificate, distributed unknowingly to nearly 18,000 customers. And with each update installed, a backdoor was opened, but the attackers didn't exploit all 18,000. No, they were precise, selective, patient. They picked high-value targets, initiated additional payloads, and erased tracks like digital ghosts. Microsoft, the U.S. Treasury, Homeland Security, FireEye, the cybersecurity firm that would eventually unravel plot, was breached too. The hackers used the very tools designed to protect systems against them. They moved laterally, stole authentication tokens, mimicked trusted users. To investigators, it looked like authorized traffic. Meanwhile, inside FireEye's headquarters, red flags finally began to surface. Red team tools, advanced pen testing kits, were being exfiltrated. The firm launched an internal probe. What they found was chilling. These weren't just stolen credentials. This was something bigger. A campaign too broad, too quiet, too perfect. A forensic team was assembled. Analysts began tearing through logs. Traces of unfamiliar domains, anomalous behaviors. Too subtle for detection tools, but enough to catch the attention of seasoned pros. They followed the digital breadcrumbs, and what they uncovered was SUNBURST. Suddenly, the scope widened. FireEye shared its findings with government partners. SolarWinds was alerted. The software update was pulled, but it was already too late. The attackers had months to entrench themselves, to pivot into sensitive systems, to leave behind secondary backdoors and covert tunnels. The FBI, NSA, and CISA launched a joint investigation. Emergency meetings unfolded in Washington. The press caught wind. The word nation-state entered the conversation. Soon, all eyes turned toward Russia. More specifically, a group believed to be tied to SVR, the Foreign Intelligence Arm. The same group blamed for the 2015 Pentagon breach and 2016 DNC hack. But attribution is never easy in cyberspace. Cyberwar doesn't leave bullet casings or satellite photos. It leaves code that can be borrowed, obfuscated, manipulated. Still, the evidence piled up. Command and control servers traced to infrastructure used in past SVR ops. Malware signatures echoing previous campaigns. The fingerprints weren't perfect, but they were familiar. And then came the fallout. Congress held hearings. CEOs testified under oath. Questions poured in. How could this happen? How did no one notice? Were there warnings? Could this have been prevented? Whispers of warnings did emerge. Former employees had raised concerns about SolarWinds' lax security practices. Weak passwords like SolarWinds 123 had allegedly been used on update servers. Some claimed that internal audits were ignored. The company denied negligence. But the perception stuck. A billion-dollar company brought to its knees by a few lines of invisible code. And what are the victims? Some disclosed breaches. Others didn't. Some didn't even know they'd been breached. Intelligence was quietly siphoned. Emails, internal documents, strategic plans. The attack wasn't about destruction. It was about information. And in the world of geopolitics, information is power. The digital detectives, both government and private, kept digging. They uncovered multiple attack vectors. In some cases, the SUNBURST payload led to deployment of another malware, Teardrop, which executed directly in memory, leaving minimal forensic footprint. In others, legitimate cloud services were hijacked to evade firewalls and blend in with normal traffic. The attackers had anticipated everything. Antivirus scans, endpoint detection, even the rhythm of network traffic. This wasn't a hack. It was a symphony. And yet, questions still remain. How did the attackers know which victims to pursue more aggressively? Was there an insider? How did they stay hidden for so long? And perhaps most haunting, is the breach truly over? Some experts believe the attackers left dormant implants, quiet pieces of code waiting to be reactivated. Others fear similar supply chain compromises remain undiscovered. After all, if this campaign stayed hidden for 9 months, what else might be out there, hiding in plain sight? The most unsettling part? SUNBURST wasn't based on a known vulnerability. It was a zero-day, a flaw no one knew existed. The kind of exploit so rare, so potent, that it's traded privately among elite hackers for millions of dollars. These aren't bugs you patch. These are weapons you unleash. And it's not just governments who seek them. Criminal syndicates, surveillance firms, even rogue insiders have started chasing zero days. A shadow market thrives, part legal, part illicit, where discovery means leverage. For defenders, it's a race against time. Patch before it's exploited. Detect before it's too late. In the wake of SolarWinds, new policies were drafted. Executive orders on cybersecurity were issued. Software bill of materials became a buzzword. Tech giants began scrutinizing their own code bases. But trust had been shaken. The idea that something as fundamental as a software update, a routine act of maintenance, could be weaponized has forever changed the rules of the game. As for SolarWinds, the company faced lawsuits, class action claims, and reputational damage that will take years to repair. Some victims may never fully understand what was taken. Others may never speak of it. And still, in dark corners of the internet, the hunt for 0 days continues. Somewhere, right now, a new vulnerability is being discovered. Maybe it's in the firmware of a router. Maybe it's buried deep in a line of cloud orchestration code. Maybe it's already been sold. One click, that's all it takes. So ask yourself, how many times have you clicked today? How many of those links, downloads, updates did you trust without thinking? In a world where the most dangerous threats are the ones you can't see coming, Trust has become the most exploitable weakness of all. If the story made you pause, made you think, then stay with us. Subscribe to Cybercrime Exposed Files, unmasking the dark side of the digital world. Like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear from you. Do you believe a cyber war is already underway? And if so, which side is winning?